He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the I Am is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in the I Am will I trust. Surely the I Am will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. The I Am shall cover thee with the I Am's feathers, and under the I Am's wings shalt thou trust. And the I Am's truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the I Am, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For the I Am shall give the I Am's angel charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the adder, and the young lion, and the dragon, and thou shalt trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. Yes, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him, and I will be with him in trouble, and I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Psalms chapter 91. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay. We're walking through the books of the Bible, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, and commenting or just noting something we never saw before, or we just agree. And it's just good to have the word spoken in our ears. Yes, or should I say the commandments, the historical accounts, and the acts of the Most High just spoken in our ears. Yes, that is a good thing. Now we're in the book of Job, Job chapter 38. Yes, Job chapter 38. Many of you are going to find out that you're going to pass from one place to another. And what's going to happen is that passing from a state of always lacking, a state of always seem like you're just not up to par, or things are not as you wish they would be within the bounds of the law, commandments, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High. Yes. You know, some people are against even, they're coming and the Satans are being allowed to even attack the commandments. I was reading on social media where one person had said that Deuteronomy and Leviticus, they conflict each other. The laws. Now there is a sacrificial law and there is the law we have with God and the law we have with men. In other words, our conduct that God wants us to conduct toward God, and then we have the conduct that we should conduct ourselves with our brothers, on how we should conduct ourselves with our brothers. We already know these things, but the law, statute, commandments, and the, should I say, and statutes, commandments, and ordinances, yes, ordinances, are for our reference, because we know something was in us. We have to be taught these things because something was in us, but the Satans come and they try to trick us in our surroundings. See, we're born in sin, shapen in iniquity. Our surroundings are mainly to do evil. and that affects us from childhood. Our household, an uncle, a mother, a father, or something that cause you to think detriment, your neighbor, your friends, your neighborhood, maybe your workplace or something, or television, or radio, music. All these things affect our minds because we come in this world pure or blank, thinking no good, neither evil. But there is that Satan. And then once that happens, we have to find our way back. Yes. So we're in the book of Job. Now Job, because Job dwelt in the dwelling place of the Almighty, because Job made God his habitation, and that he feareth God to do good and shew evil. Yes. He wanted to please God in every way. Now we get to the point where the I Am begins to address Job. And it reads, Then the I Am answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by word without knowledge? Who are you, Job? Now, did God say, oh, I did this to him, or I did that, I allowed you to have this? But he showed Job just how our righteousness is as filthy. Our own righteousness is as filthy rags. What seemeth right unto a man is as filthy rags. Is what he's talking about. We think that we say, oh, our own righteousness. Oh, the righteousness was coming by the righteousness was coming by the law is righteousness. It is the way, the truth, and the way we should live. Yes. It is purity. It is sanctification. Yes, it is, because it will separate you. He says now, he said, Gird up now thy loins, speaking like a ruler, a wise one, ultimately wise, like a man. Get up like a man. That's what I created you to be. You are a man. For I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare thou if thou hast understanding. Do you understand what I just did in laying the foundations of the earth? Come on here. Who hath laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who hath stretched the line upon it? In other words, I did not create this thing as man would create it, a plumb blob, a straight line to get the bricks straight and the stones in line. No. I did not do these things. He said, when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy, or who shut up the sea with the doors when it brake forth as if it had issued out the womb? Come on here. What are we going to do here? Who has shut up the sea with doors? Did I need doors? No, God spoke and it was so. Calling those things that are not and made them come to pass. Yes. When I made the clouds of the gardeners thereof and the thick darkness, a swaddling band for it. You know, birthing it as a woman is what he's saying. When did I do this? I did not birth the world as a woman does. No. I created the woman to do what she do. The female to do what she does. In every species, from the dog to the lion, to the elephant, to the giraffe, to the swan, to the eagle. Yes, God had done these things. Verse 10, and break up for it my decreed place to set bars and doors. And said, hitherto shalt thou come, but no further. Here shall thy proud ways be stayed. You notice that the fresh water doesn't overpass, doesn't come in on the salt water, neither the salt water on the fresh water. But they set their bounds. And I'm sure scientists have an hypothesis for this because they really don't know. Oh, that these people, just because of their doctorates and all these things, because God set laws for everything. Regardless of how you try to explain it, there are laws. Period. Statutes, commandments, and ordinances for everything upon the earth, including inside your human body and for your human soul. Yes, there are laws everywhere. He says now, in verse 13, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, and the wicked might be shaken out of it. It is turned as the clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. And from the wicked their height is withholden, and the height arm shall be broken. Thou hast entered into the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked in the search of the depths? In other words, God has been to the bottom where science has never been. Been to the bottom, the depths of the earth, where the flame and the fire, the sulfur and the smoke, right into the center. God has been there because God is spirit, like the wind. But yet we don't know what God consists of. We don't know. You can listen to scientists all you want. They don't know either. They have hypotheses, and they will say, I guess, or we have come to this conclusion. All this means is they're guessing. Now, he says in verse 16, hast thou entered into the springs of the sea, or hast walked to search the depths? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee, or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? In other words, have you been near death? I mean, leaving your human body. Or have you died and come back to life again? Have you been this way, or doors, have they been open? Verse 18, he says, thou hast perceived the breadth of the earth. Declare if thou knowest it all. You know it all, don't you, Job? Yes, Job knows a lot. Job was very, should I say, studious in studying those things of the Most High. But did he know this? I think not. Where is the way where light dwelleth? Where does light dwell? Where does it come from? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? Where is darkness? Out of darkness, there's light. And then you can have, from the light, there's darkness. In the absence of each, there is the other. Is there a gray area? There's a twilight? Maybe. Thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof. Thou shouldest know the path of the house thereof. Knowest thou it because thou wast then born? Because of the number of thy days is great. In other words, you've grown old. You've grown older, Job. And do you know this? Because thou wast then born. 22, hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast seen the treasures of the hail? You have to excuse the trains. They're on the rampage today. But either way, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war. Huh? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow? Do you know how snow is formed? Do you really know how snow is formed? Or the cold that forms the snow? How the images of the snowflake is gone? Oh, my. He says now, and he says, against the day of battle and war. By what is the light parted, which scattered the east wind upon the earth? You know these things, Job. But the book of Enoch tells you in part how these things occur. But it does not jive with scientific knowledge. That's good. He says now in verse 25, who hath divided water course for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder? Who've done this? To cause it to rain on the earth where no man is, or on the wilderness where there is no man. To rain in the desert where it's void of life or human occupation. Or in the wilderness, in the woods. No man calls this stuff. Why do you put your trust in man? Man, woman. To satisfy the desolate and waste ground, to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth. Hath the rain a father? Oh, my. Who birthed the rain? Who have impregnated a woman to cause the rain to happen? Or who hath begotten drops of dew? No. See, he's showing you himself. God is not a father. God is the creator. Out of those whose womb came the ice. God is telling you something here. And the hoary frost of heaven, who have gendered it. Who've caused it to be male or female. Ooh. This is heavy. The waters are hid with a stone, and the face upon the deep is frozen. Canst thou bind the sweet influence of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? These are star formations. Okay. Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? Or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? This is something like Greek mythology in that way. Knowest thou, or Greek star formations, knowest thou the ordinance of heaven? Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? Canst thou lift up the voice of the clouds, that abundance of the water may cover thee? Canst thou send lightnings, that they go down and say unto thee, Here we are? Or who hath put wisdom in the inward parts? Or who has given understanding to the heart? Who hath given understanding to the heart to beat, to keep beating? Why does the heart beat? Tell me something. Why does the heart beat? Why are you kept alive? Why in the midst of the heart not beating, you're still alive? There's still, your brain is still alive. Oh, yes, you can say electrical impulses. Yes, that can be a... But then, when that is gone, the brain's still alive. The heart starts beating, there's still parts of your body that's still alive. Yes. God is showing you, I go deeper than what you ever can imagine or fathom, dear scientists, dear Mr. Star Talk and all these other people. Yes, I can go deeper and you cannot fathom the I am. You can come up with your theories and hypotheses and all of these other things, but they are not necessarily the truth. They're not necessarily the way it is. But God has a way. God has given laws to certain things and they work in a certain order. This is why you know what you know and you see what you see. This is why you breathe. This is why you can move your muscles. This is why the stars move around the sky. This is why the earth is heated in the bottom of it. And the same thing, the waters cover the deep. And the landmass nurtures mankind by pushing forth plants because of the seed of the tree or the egg of the tree. Yes. Can a female tree bear fruits without the male tree? Oh, my. Now it says now here, canst thou send lightnings that they may go and say unto thee, Here we are? Can you be like the pagan fictitious Thor? The illusion of thunder. Give me a break. Who hath put wisdom in the inward parts? Who hath given understanding to the heart? 37. Who can number the clouds in wisdom, or who can stay the bottles of heaven? Who can keep the rain from falling? No matter how much aluminum you put or particles you put in the air, the Most High have put laws there. And when he say to a certain law, stop, you can die. These are laws, and this is where the Satans trick you up and trip you up at. The laws. The Satans have come and they have done these things because we be wicked. As when I hear one of the YouTubers play a song, say, them wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Yes, them wicked. Yes. When the dust groweth into hardness and the clouds cleave fast together, wilt thou hunt the prey for the lion? Oh, you gonna hunt the prey? People try to do it these days. They take the lion in captivity and they get the prey and throw a chicken in there, or maybe a pig or something for the lion to eat. But you cannot do it for the lion himself. The lion has a need to hunt for himself. Yes, he can live in captivity. Anybody can. But the fact is that they're not fulfilled unless they fulfill out their purpose. And this is called an ecosystem. Or fill the appetite of young lions when they crouch in their dens and abide in the covert and lie in wait? Who provided the raven for his food? When his young ones cry unto the I am, they wonder for lack of meat. In other words, Moses High is saying, Job, if you can figure out how I do these things, you're good. Do you know? Scientists, do you know? Doctor, do you know? You know how, have discovered the laws on how things work, but how do they work? I may sound like I'm being sort of sarcastic against you, because I am. Because the Most High has created laws for everything. There are laws for the blood. There's laws for the rain. There are laws for everything you can imagine. This is the I am. Without the I am, we cannot function in this earth. Neither can the earth and its surrounding, even the atmosphere, the air we breathe, the bombs we burst, and the guns we shoot, the water guns that we pull out, the arrows that we project. Oh, none of it will work without laws. There's a law for everything. It's simple or as complex as it may be. There are laws. We discover these laws through mathematics. We discover these laws through many other means. But there are laws that are established by the Most High. And you cannot take one law and say this works for this and this works for that. No, you cannot. But the Most High makes the laws, and the Most High giveth. Even in your birth, the Most High have given you law. Yes. Woman, you cannot have a child without a man. And man, you cannot have a child without a woman. The woman was made for the man. Regardless of how you disagree with it, it is so. No, you're not married. Many of you are in fornication. Or should I say whoredoms, and many men you are in whoremongering, because you have been bamboozled in the fact that I need this. There's no such thing as celibacy. When you're married, you give your body unto your spouse, whether man or female. I'm saying between two, male and female, not same genders, okay, to get that correct. But God has a way and laws. And the family is one law on how we conduct ourselves with the Most High, and how we conduct ourselves in society, and how societies are made. It's family. It starts from family. From family to your neighborhood or your village, from family from your neighborhood to your village to your city, from family from your neighborhood to your village to your city to your country or state. And then from there, it gets larger. It starts from family. And what is this backwards people trying to do? Destroy the family. Destroy the family. Warp your mentality. Warp your mind. I can do better without a man. Oh, I don't need no woman. She get on my nerve. Always want money. Yeah. The government says the same thing. Why do you think there's a lot of homeless people out here? I can do without the government. I can live off the grid and all these other things. Yes, the government, it's not one person. Government is a group of people that have been appointed to govern according to the laws, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of that city, state, or country. See, we don't get it. These laws are the constitution of the kingdom of heaven. By it, even the angels are ruled and have to govern themselves. Or should we say the spirits of the Most High. They have a law. There's a law even to those who behold the face of the Most High each day, to praise the Most High. Because you just cannot come into the presence of the Most High. Is separated. You cannot be there. We are too unclean. We have no, and even for the Most High to even speak to Job in this manner is a privilege. to ask Job the question, because the Most High had confidence in, should I say, Job. Now Job is about to end his suffering, and your suffering will come to an end if you prove your integrity toward the Most High and shun all this foolery with social media and news and all the things that you see about, but keep your eyes focused on the Most High. And if we do